Let's stop that track. We need to talk about the Sennheiser 660s. Absolutely. It's been a while since I've given you the pleasure of a headphone review, but long-term subscribers will know I had the 650s, which I sold and eventually replaced them with the Hi-Fi Man HE400Is, which I liked. The problem with reviewing headphones is that you all hear differently, and it's very difficult for me to be able to compare these to other things that you may know the sound of. So I'm going to try a slightly different way here. There's many headphone reviewers out there, and they can give you all kinds of very clinical descriptions of these, but I'm going to hit you with a review just from the basis of, do you really want to buy these headphones, and who are they for? And I think the first thing that's very important about that is the type of music that I like to listen to. I am not listening to classical music with these headphones. I enjoy a wide range of music with these, but classical I don't listen to. So if you're here for a classical review with these, best click off now. I'm listening from everything from the Daft Punk album, Mumford & Sons' new album, Delta, to house, some drum and bass, all sorts of things. And the first thing that you'll basically notice when you buy these is that they are a neutral sounding headphone to a point. It's probably a little bit more coloured than 600s and the 650s, but this isn't a headphone that is in the same kind of realms as V100s or Beats. You're not going to get that pumping bass soundtrack. Now, many of you guys that are well into your audiophiles, that's exactly what you're looking for, and this is where I differ a little bit. If I'm going to sit down and listen to music, I kind of want to enjoy it a bit, and I found that when I brought these and just connected them up, I can run these from my PC with no amps, but I do have a very good motherboard. When you connect this up to, say, an iPhone Max XS, it can be run, but you are kind of pushing the volume up a bit, and that's when you might want to power them a little bit more. But yeah, from my PC, I'm not even going above 50% volume, so that's absolutely fine. And they sound very good, but they sound a little bit like a surgeon's knife. It does exactly what you need it to do, and everything sounds amazing, and the instruments are all there, but then you kind of think, well, am I just using this to compare it against other headphones? Is the 660, you can use it as the sort of the comparison. If you pick up V100s, it's got a lot more bass than the 660s. You could say that because you're using this as your yardstick, your comparison meter, if you will. And I found myself just not really wanting to listen to them, if that makes sense. It's like too perfect, really. I wasn't enjoying the music. But then I discovered two things that will change these headphones, and one is a bit of a guilty pleasure, I guess, in a way. I brought the XDSD from IFI Audio, and that has a little bit of bass boost, a little bit of bass, And it's a good bass boost though. Many of these ones you can get, you shouldn't really mess with it, but I just pressed it and it just gives it that little boost in the bass there. Changed the headphone. But don't stop there. There's one more thing that changes these, and that is by going balanced. I'll show you. So I use the balanced that comes with the headphones. There's a balanced cable in the box with these. I got this little adapter because the iFi XDSD uses a 3.5mm balanced output. Now, this is like $25 off Amazon. Big change, bang for buck change, going balanced. Huge difference. My advice, get yourself a little amp. Now, you don't have to spend $399 for an XDSD. There's the new Theo amp, the USB-C one, little desktop amp, has very nice bass boosts. I think it's called the K3, and that's about $129. And it does balance. You'll need a 2.5mm for that. It does balanced, lovely bass boost actually. If anything, it might even be a little bit nicer than the XDSD one. But for me, I wanted MQA. I'm not going to get into the argument about that, but I'm streaming from Tidal and I wanted MQA, and the little Theo Q3 doesn't do it. So that's why I bought the XDSD, so I could have the bass boost, have the balanced, have the MQA. And I can now say that I enjoy these much, much more, making those two changes. So if you get these, and you feel that they're just a little bit cold, then balanced XDSD or K3 bass boost, nice. Sound stage isn't huge, but it's there, it's enough. One of those YouTube videos, you know, the virtual barber, it's always a good one to put on. That's a nice little test. And I think the first time I tried it balanced, I generally believed someone was walking through the door. So that's a good little test if you want to put that one on. And these can bass up when you want them to. I've noticed since pushing that little bass boost that it gives me a little bit more pleasure there. They're not V100 styles, don't get me wrong. But yeah, that just gives it enough with that to really enjoy. Now, when you first get these, I found that they clamp me to the point where it was giving me headaches, migraines, jaw ache and earache. And so personally, what I did, put these all the way down so you can get to the metal part, never bend the plastic itself, but stretch these all the way out. And I gave it 5 or 6 stretches, and honestly, it was so much more comfortable with that, and that made them much more enjoyable. The build quality, they can, I think you find the noise is when you've got them on. If you move your head about, you can kind of feel the plastics give that still a little creak, but there is no squeaking, rattling or anything of those nature. Just a little bit of a squeak, a little bit of a creak when you just move your head about a bit. The cables, they're fine. They're fine. It comes with a nice box. You get the adapter that you get with most of these in there as well. You get 2 cables, the normal and the balanced. They're not going to win any prizes, but at the same time, they're not going to lose any points. They are fine for what you need, and if you fall in love with the headphones, then by all means, at that point, go and spend all your money on your lovely cable. But for me, these are fine. just bought myself this. Tried a couple of these ones before I managed to get one that was absolutely perfect. One of the ones that I brought was not wired correctly. These do require a special way of wiring them. I'll leave the link to it in the description. So where are we with these then? The 660s, are they an insult to the breed, the generation of the 600 and the 650? If you really are the audiophile that wants completely and utterly neutral, I would say your 600s are probably still the way to go. However, if you're more new age style into your audio and you like the Sennheiser sound, I would pay the extra for these over the 650s. I wouldn't change these back to my 650s. I am a lot happier with the 660s, especially going balanced. I never went balanced with my 650s. Maybe I should have done, but at the time I didn't have the equipment and the cables to do so. So it's nice with the 660s. It's very easy to go balanced if you have a DAC or amp that supports it. But all in all, I really do enjoy these. My favourite album at the moment is the Mumford & Sons Delta. These balanced, I think I just listened to it 3 times, the whole album in a row on repeat. Amazing. And these are really good as well for Netflix. Just watched Bird Box with these on Netflix. Great, big thumbs up for that. Not the most enjoyable thing in the world. I think really vocals is where they really are shining out. If you asked me to sit down and listen to an hour of dubstep, these probably wouldn't be my first choice. But for the Mumford & Sons and the Daft Punk, actually, album works very nicely on these. So I've been enjoying that as well. I hope that gives you a bit of an insight into the world of the 660s. They're a bit of a Marmite headphone, really. Love them or hate them. But all in, it's been emotional.